Did you know that Romani people brought beer to Australia? That's right, the first person ever brewed beer in Australia was a Romani man, and he actually founded the first brewery in Australia. His name was James Squire, and if you're from Australia, you're probably familiar with that name because his beer still exists to this day. James Squire was born in England to two Romani child or English Romani parents. He was actually one of the passengers on the first fleet that came to Australia, back when Australia was a penal colony, basically where England sent all of its prisoners. He first came to Australia in chains as a convict. He'd been arrested for stealing some chickens. Along with two other Romani men, they were the first ever Romani people to land foot in Australia, and some of the first non-indigenous people in Australia. During his time as a convict, he was charged with stealing medicines from the hospital store he worked at. At the time, he claimed they were for his pregnant girlfriend, but he later revealed he was using them to create the first ever beer in Australia. For that, he was punished with 150 lashes. They even have a product named after this now. After Squire was granted his freedom, he created the first ever brewery in Australia that still exists to this day. He's credited with the first person to cultivate beer from hops in Australia. So the grandson of James Squire became the first ever Australian-born politician as the Premier of New South Wales. So Romani people really have had a great impact on Australian history.